Hello everybody! Today it's Thursday the 9th of February and I'm here with my January update. You probably won't have noticed, but I'm trying to film this in standard size rather than widescreen so they don't have those black things. The black things at the side, but it might just make it a little square video in the middle of your thing, so I will watch it back and see, and if it does make it the actual video smaller, then I'll go back to the way next time. So I've been a busy little bee. I got this new diary, little date book. All the colours are going to be washed out because I've got this lamp on. It's pink. And I'm finding it much better to record what I'm working on using this. Okay, this lamp's ridiculous, hang on. So it's next to my bed, so every night before I go to sleep I just write what I worked on that day, or put a cross if I didn't work on anything. So, and I'm finding it, like I say, easier to keep up with doing that. So I have a nice accurate record of what's been going on. So I'm going to actually start with non-cross stitch, because when I start with cross stitch and then do non-cross stitch things, I then start talking about cross stitch again and I don't want you to miss it. So I'll start with non-cross stitch stuff. It'll only not take too long, I promise. So what have we got here? Felt doll. I finished my dolly. Oh god, she's having a bad hair day. Look, here she is, my little felt doll. She's from the My Felt Doll book. I don't really know what to say. This month I worked on her for 6 days. Where should I begin? Her little shoes. I've got a little button on, which is actually purpley pink but looks white. It looks really crappy on the screen. Then she's got this lovely little jacket with a little pocket on, all like hand stitched with the little buttons. So cute. And then just she's got a little pink dress on. It's got like little crosses at the top, and then just hang on, maybe this lamp might be more helpful. No, little stitches down there, and then she's got little beads around the bottom. Ooh. So that's that, and then obviously the hair is amazing. This was just something I picked up, a little pack of little stringy bits at the NEC craft show, and I just added some more bits to it, pinky purple bits, so it matches her outfit. But obviously, well, like, you just get it in like a bunch and then attach it at the top, and then you have to like glue some to the back of her head. She needs more gluing, but the thing about the hair though is that it makes her head really heavy, so her head doesn't stay up, so I have to sort of prop her up against something so she's doesn't, yeah. So my friend Anne, who I met at Milton Keynes, she loves hair. She wanted me to make one, but remind me never to make one of these again. It was really quite fiddly and too much hand stitching for me. But as Anne loves her so much, she is now called Anne. And, oh, this hair, gosh. So this is Anne. Anyway, enough of Anne. The next non-cross stitch thing, what is that doing there? Is, let me see, I'm making a new floss box for my Flossway bags. Damn nose. It's almost like something, when the camera's on, some kind of static electricity comes out and makes your nose hairs tickle. Anyway, so this is the floss box that I'm making. It was a pastry box from the supermarket, but it worked out just the right size for me to be able to fit 3 rows of Flossway bags. Now this fabric I already had in a cupboard. It's nice green floral. And how did I do it? I measured the sides, and well, I had some pattern making paper, like tracing paper stuff, so I made a pattern for it, which I didn't really need to do, but so I cut out the 4 sides, and then I actually machine stitched them together so that it's got nice what do you call these, corners, and it was just wide enough so it could overlap at the bottom and on the inside. This here is that awful foil wrapping paper you can get, and I thought I'm not going to use it to wrap presents anymore because it's horrible, so I just glued that in here. The fabric is glued on as well. Yes, so the remaining thing to do is, well, hang on, I've got like the flappy bits from here I cut so they can sit in here as the little dividers. Ta-da! But I don't know whether I want to find some fabric to cover them, at least the top edge. So at the minute, what I started with first was I covered all the edges in masking tape. So that's that, and then I've got a lid. This will be the lid. I'm going to hem it and put elastic through it, so it's just like a stretchy lid that can just fit over the top to keep the dust out. But I don't have the elastic yet, so can't do that. If you wanted to make something like that yourself, what is actually easier is to, and like what YouTube shows you, is to measure the entire external circumference of the box, or not even measure it, just like wrap the fabric around it and then cut it at that length, and then so you only have one seam. But for some reason I felt like I needed a seam at each corner. Yes, so I'll be so excited when that's done, because my my current box with Flossway bags in is full. So the next non-cross stitch thing is my knitting. Yes, bet you're sick of seeing this. Just a bit more on the sleeve. Apparently I've worked on this 4 times and I can't see much progress. But I'm sure, I don't know whether I said on here, but I was sure that I'd set myself the goal to have this finished by my birthday, which is the 12th of April. So I think I need that goal to get this done. So that is that, and the last it's more cross-stitch, non-cross-stitch thing is this. This is a badge. I'll take it out of here actually. It was the HAED Retreat in Crewe last weekend, well the weekend just gone, and you were entered into like a prize drawing if you made your own name badge. So here, which you can't see because of this damn light, this is pink felt, and I used some light turquoisey beads to stitch my name on. I used invisible thread, which I have here, just this Coats invisible thread, and I thought it was a great idea until about 2 hours into it. I had only just done that J and the O, and I was like, oh my gosh. I think it was the night before the retreat that I did it. It was very close to, oh no it wasn't, Tuesday. It was the Tuesday. And how I did it was, I found an alphabet online. Oh, look at my hair. Had the genius idea of tracing it off the laptop onto some tracing paper, and then I pinned the tracing paper onto the felt and then stitched through the paper and the felt, so sort of the beads were on top of the paper, if you see what I mean. And then when I finished, I had the painstaking task of trying to remove the tracing paper, which was very difficult and I would not recommend. In the end I had to use a needle to like punch round every letter to kind of perforate the tracing paper, so I could pull it off with tweezers. But it's done and I like it. I didn't win anything in that prize draw, but still, everyone had really good badges though. Like a lot of them had been cross-stitched or with like pens and stuff, and they had all flowers and bears and love hearts and cats and all sorts stitched all over them. I think if I'd planned ahead and had more time, I would have probably sewn like a swirly thing on it as well, or like sequins or something. So that's that. So next I'm going to talk about cross stitch. Yeah. So I'm going to talk first about the one whip that I worked on in January. So I worked on the country calendar, which is by DMC, this one here. Now I had only done up to September, so I'd done June, July, August, September, and Lucy of Lucy V Makes was wanting to do this as a sal with me from January, and so I thought I'd better catch up, because then she'd be doing January and I'd be doing old things. So anyway, I did it, and so I did October to January, and it took me 9 days. So I'll try and show you each one. So there's October, that's Lazy Daisies, and then the berries are satin stitch. I just kind of had to make it up because I couldn't follow the pattern. Not for the, like for the berries, and then they've got like a French knot blob in them. And then the next one was November. This took a really long time because all of that is cross stitch. Oh, hang on, no, the leaves are all cross stitch, but the stick bit is outline stitch, basically just like a straight stitch, back stitch type thing. And then there's all back stitched veins in the leaves. December is a holly, obviously, and again the stick bit is outline stitch. The holly is cross stitch and back stitch, and all these berries are satin stitch. I don't know if you can see, they're a bit sort of 3D, no, not really. But after all that, I don't ever want to see a satin stitch berry ever again. No, it wasn't that bad really. Well, the thing that was bad was that because I wasn't following the chart, I was just trying to invent circles by myself, and in the end I used a air soluble pen to draw them on, and then stitched on that. So yeah, January. These are supposed to be daisies. Cross stitch leaves, back stitch stalks, and all that. They're cross stitch as well, the buds. The daisy bits are back stitch, and then they've got little back stitch things in them, and then French knots for the middles. Now the petals on those are nowhere near, well, I didn't follow it. I just drew it on with air soluble pen because the chart for this pattern just really annoys me. So there it is so far. Obviously this month I need to do February, but I've only got 4 months left, so that's good. And then I've got all the border to do. Let me see, what's next? The HAED Retreat. So I went to HAED Retreat on Friday the 3rd to Sunday, whatever day that is, and ate copious amounts of chicken because that seemed to be the only thing on the menu. And I had a new start, a new HAED. Now I told you in my last video that I was starting Spirit of Winter, but I'll go on to that in a minute. What I actually started was Storykeep Enchanted Manor by Josephine Wall, which looks like this. It's got a little squirrel and a little koala bear and a bit of a rainbow and flowers. It's 3 inches wide and about 13 inches long. It's got 89 colours and is 4 pages. So I started that on the 1st, and so I think I've worked on it every day since then. Yes, I've worked on it for, oh no, not yesterday, worked on it for 7 days, and this is how much I've done. There's quite a few colours in there, mainly very dark blue, black blue. The most exciting colours we have is this bit's green and this is grey. So I'm doing it 2/1 10th stitch on 25 count magic guide. I'd never used it before, so when I started it on the 1st, it's a good job I did start it before the retreat, because I could not count these 2020 blocks. So as you can see, I've gone and over it with a friction pen, which will be covered by stitches anyway, but hopefully will disappear when I iron it. But it's still quite difficult, because when you've stitched over it, you can't see where the grid is anymore. And so if you're counting down somewhere, you're like, oh, it's 4 down from that top line or whatever. If you've stitched over the top line, you don't know where to count down from. So I'm going to go back to gridding with Silky Sliver. So yeah, that's how wide it is, and that's the bottom of the page. Ta-da! Where should I put this? Yeah, so the reason I'm working on that one, not Spirit of Winter, is because I've had a hellish time with 25 count magic guide. I bought some from Sewandso. God, what's wrong with my hair? It's like fluff zone. Now I've made my nose itch. Now I'm hiccuping. I bought some 25 count magic guide around Christmas time from Sewandso with my Christmas gift vouchers, and it came and the grid looked oblongy, so I measured it, and I can't remember which way it was. Across, in an inch, going across, there was only 24. It was like 24 count, and going downwards it was 25 count. So I worked it out that it would make my finished HAED 1.5 inches wider than it should be, and the actual HAED itself already looked a little bit widescreen, so I didn't want to risk it doing all that work if I was going to think, oh, I don't like it at the end because it's all like stretched. So I sent it back and said, can you check what you've got? If it's the same bolt, I don't want a replacement. I'll have a refund. So I sent it back. I didn't hear anything, so I emailed them to ask whether they got my fabric, and they said, oh yeah, we got it today. And this was on the 10th of January. Guess when I got my refund? Yesterday. I got my refund. It took 4 weeks to get my refund from Sewandso. It was just atrocious. So yeah, I had to phone them, email them numerous times saying, where's my refund? And she phoned me back, and while she was on the phone, she was doing the refund, and this was only like a few days after the 10th. And she was like, oh, I'm just doing it now. And she's like, oh yeah, that's all done for you. Because I'd paid with gift card, well, I paid some with gift voucher and some with, well, I thought I'd paid with card, but apparently I'd paid with PayPal. So because you've paid with gift voucher and some with cash, we'll have to give some of it back as points and some of it back to your card. So I said I didn't mind if it all went back on as loyalty points. It was only £6.41 or something. So I was like, oh yeah, whatever. Thanks, bye. And so then the next day I went on to see whether the loyalty points were there, and they'd stolen my loyalty points. Because I know I had 42p's worth of loyalty points, and now it's 30p loyalty points. And so I emailed them again saying, I haven't received my refund as loyalty points, and you've also taken loyalty points off me. And then I thought, oh, maybe it's because I earned some of those loyalty points as part of that order. Now, part of the order, well, the main part of the order was a load of DMC threads to start, to obviously to stitch on this 25 count magic guide. I think then they said, oh, I've spoken to such and such, and they've said they've refunded it to your card. It should take several days depending on your provider. So I thought, well, normally with a refund I get it the same day or the next day, and I'd left it like a week or something. I still hadn't got this refund. So then I sent them this email saying how appalling their customer service was, and also that as it had gone by law, they have to refund you within 14 days of receiving the returned item. So I didn't hear back from that email at all. So somebody suggested that I message them on their Facebook, put a post on their Facebook page, and I thought, I don't want to. They probably think I'm like, I've probably now earned a reputation in their office. So I sent them a message on like a private message on Facebook, because it said that they 100% response rate within 1 day or something. So I went on there, I messaged them and said, look, I've not had this refund, it's been 4 weeks. And so straight away, like, they responded to me at 9:30, I think it was, and I had my refund by 10:30 into my PayPal account, plus the loyalty points that I lost. They gave it to me, they gave me 17p or something. They gave it me back on PayPal. I just couldn't believe it. Because Anne, naughty Anne, she'd actually posted on their group saying, Joanne, it was something like, to so-and-so, Joanne, is this the company that's not refunded you for 4 weeks? And so I put yeah, and so obviously they'd seen that as well. I don't know whether it's that kicked them up the bum, but yeah, I got it straight away then. But the funny thing was, they were just such a mess, because every time I got an email it was from a different person, but it was always from a different email account, like Emma somebody at fwmedia.thingy, and it would say from Naomi or something. I'm thinking, you can't even email from your own email account. Like, what's happening? And like, the first person I spoke to apparently was a temp, and they're going, oh, I'm sorry, I don't understand why I slipped through the net and all this. And I'm thinking, seriously, it's just a refund. Like any other company, I know they're like a small company, but they are owned by a big publishing. I think they're like a publishing company, FW Media. I'm sure they do some of the craft magazines as well, and publish craft books. So anyway, so some emails were coming from FW Media, and some emails were coming from sewandso.co.uk. And some were coming from Emma's email address, but it was from Naomi, and some was coming from some generic email address, and it was from all these different people. And I thought, they're just a mess. And they even said to me, well, the most shocking thing was, when she rang me the second time to say she was doing the refund, she was going, remind me what the refund was for again. I said, oh, it's the fabric from order number blah blah blah. And she said, oh yeah, and did you want refunding for all the threads as well? And luckily, I was honest and said, oh no, I've got them, and I don't need the postage refunding, because obviously I'm happy to pay the postage for the threads that I received. But she was going to like refund me for the whole thing. And then this other woman, she emailed me saying, I don't know whether your refund would affect your loyalty points. And I'm thinking, well, your company is the one in charge of dishing out loyalty points. I think you should know what affects your own loyalty points or not. Ah. Oh, God. So yeah, I'm like, don't shop from there. The thing is, like, it's the only shop we've got. There are other companies, like other independent people who sell a bunch of stuff, but not everything, and not such a big range of fabrics and beads and charts and kits. Obviously Sewandso sells everything. Obviously it's like your 123 Stitch. It's like having to not shop at 123 Stitch, but having to shop at an Etsy store or something. But now I've got my money back, I'm like, oh, I really want to buy such and such. So I guess the advice is, I'm now thinking that I'll buy from them if I know I'm not going to return it. But how I would know that, I don't know. Or actually, whether if I want to return something, to just try and sell it on instead, because messing about doing that's probably less hassle. Ugh. But funny thing is, obviously there's other people been moaning about it, about the new website and how rubbish it is, and something about some things saying they're in stock but they're not, and things coming in several separate deliveries without being informed first. Yeah, a Facebook friend had said that, I think it was a lamp. It was either a lamp or a stand, that they got it and it was clear that the box had been opened and there were loads of bits missing. And when she contacted them, they said no, it couldn't possibly have been opened beforehand. So I don't know what's happened to her. I'm not sure what's happened with her situation at the moment, but so and so are in my bad books. Anyway, back to the HAED Retreat and itchy nose. I wonder if there's some kind of, like, that numbing gel they put on, say if you have a tattoo or piercing. I wonder if it'll work on Flosstube itchy nose. Anyway, so the retreat, yeah. So I met lots of new people, like Flosstubers. Pam Reed was there, and Deborah Fassler, and Christy with a K, was there. So it's so cool to meet them, and Donna, and all the other Flosstubers that I've met before. Yeah, I can't remember whether I met Michelle before. Not sure. Yeah, it was dead nice, because it's just like, you know each other already through watching their videos for like years. But some people have brought chatelaines, and I've never been drawn to them because obviously because pictures don't do them justice, but they were amazing. And a few people brought death by cross stitch. Some had done it in silks, and this one lady was doing it in like diagonal rainbow stripes, like the twisted band sampler. She was doing her death by cross stitch like that, and so now I want it. I want death by cross stitch. Anyway, see, that Sewandso thing's got me a bit worked up now. I've got notes just here. So yeah, so I entered the raffle and I won in the raffle this Josephine Wall calendar. There was a bigger one, but I went for the smaller one because I just love Josephine Wall artwork. These are the pictures that are inside it. Going the wrong way. I know this one's cross stitch. I think that one might be a cross stitch as well. But I love this one. This one should be a cross stitch. Maybe it is. Maybe you could tell me. Hang on. Wait, I'll just show you. Maybe if you see one that you like, you could campaign to Michelle at HAED to have it done. So this one, she's like a unicorn lady with like some feather things, and she's got like hummingbirds here. I think she's like looking out towards like a castle thing. And this one is a dryad. It's a dryad. That person that wanted dryad things, and it gives you a little explanation about what the art is of. So like it says what a nymph is, a wood nymph or dryad, and then it says woodland creatures come to her because they know she's their friend, and then it says like other things you can notice in the picture, like other spirits. So they're like a spirit of the wood, and there's the animals coming to them, but then you can see in the trees over there that there's other nymphs as well. Yes, that was cool. Anyway, this one, I think what I'm going to do, well, the reason I got it was not because it's a calendar, but because for the artwork. So I think I'm going to, when the calendar's done with, I'm going to cut them out and display them. This you might like this. It's a mermaid, like a sleeping mermaid who is like part of the seabed. And there's like a little man over there. Dreams of Atlantis. As the mermaid sleeps on her bed of sand and stone, the ocean above her becomes a sea of dreams. She sees King Neptune guarding the gates of the great city of Atlantis with his trident. One day she knows she will enter within its walls and marvel at its miraculous sights and sounds. So yeah, so she's having a dream. This part here must be her dream. Anyway, are you bored yet? I love this one. It's called Waiting. This is called The Messenger. It's got quite a lot of like rainbow colours. This one's already a HAED. I know they got this one. This is Daughter of the Deep. There's like a little kingdom in the shell. When the wind blows wild and free. Oh, this is cute. You'll like this. It's a little unicorn with a little girl. No. Was this the one I like? I think this is the one I like most and should be a HAED. It's called Winter Dreaming. It's a lot more pink than in the video. there she is asleep, and she's got like little snowflakes and a little snowman there. And this part's all like she must be dreaming about all these things. Look at her. She's so cool. Time of Dickens. And then finally, swinging in the snow. This could be a good HAED as well. So yeah, so anyway, on that, enough about that. The next thing, people were selling their stash. I took some stuff, but and I sold one memorabilia. It was Autumn Queen. But a lot of the stash was free, or like just make a donation. So I think this was Claire. Claire, reverse stitching with Claire. I think she donated this, I'm not sure. It's like a scrolly frame thing that's got like the rods in, like Omnic, or is it Millennium? Can't remember which, or whether it's both. So you put your fabric in and then slide this in. So yeah, so you've got obviously two of those that you put in the holes, and then you've got this other one that you put at the top that's just like a bar. It's got like a flat bit, and it clamps into your Posilock stand, which I've got a Posilock stand, so I need to try that. Yeah, as I say, this box, it had two in, so Bonnie like got them, and then I don't know whether she's given it me or lent it me, I'm not quite sure, to see whether I like it, to see whether I want an Omnic or Millennium frame, I forget which. But I just need to get, I've got some bolts somewhere, because they were missing. Well, there was only one set of bolts in it, so that just like grips them. So I just need to do that. That's from the retreat. Also, Kate Sparkley, not Kate Sparkley's, what am I on? Kate from Lakeside Needlecraft was there, selling some stuff, and I bought the Under the Sea fabric. It's from for the Sal, but I just bought the fabric. I have no plans for it, but yeah, it's just 28 count and love it. You should buy it. It's on her website. I think it's £9.50, which ain't bad at all, really. I don't know whether it's from, I don't know where it's been made, but I know Sew It All puts the thing. Hang on. Yeah, it's Fabric Flair. Fabric Flair have made this. So yeah, it's got a very interesting mottled thing going on. So we got Miss Armour there. Stitching Games, Sarah was there, and she has a little shop now. Well, she's had it a while on Etsy, but she's expanded out into now selling fabrics and floss. So because of my drama with the Magic Guide, I just bought some 25 count Lugana from her, and I checked, it was 25 count, definitely. Yeah, and I meant to buy my DMC from her, but I was too slow, and by Sunday morning she was packing away, so I didn't get to it. Hang on, battery. So I am plugging Sarah's shop. It's called Marnie's Mixed Bag on Etsy. I'll leave a link below. And her DMC at the moment is 51p, which I believe is the cheapest around. She's got a few full sets, They're not all on her Etsy, but I think if you message her on there or through YouTube or through Facebook, if you can find her, I'm not sure if her shop has a Facebook page, you can buy all your DMC from her. So yeah, I need to grid this with Silky Sliver so I can start my Spirit of Winter, which will mean I've got 2 HAEDs on the go at once, which is madness. Whew. Getting a bit tired out now, 45 minutes. So I had another new start in January, and it was Love by Mill Hill, which Richard got me for Christmas. Now I've been working on this for 3 days. I started it, itchy nose. I started it on the 8th of January when we were in Chichester, which is on the south coast of England. Oh, people always put something behind this, but I don't think I really need to. So that's that. On the first day, I started in the middle, did some white here, and then did some ecru. It's only got 4 colours of floss, apart from it's got another floss, a pink one, for the beads, but I haven't done that. And then on the second day, I did maybe this half all cross stitch, and then day 3 yesterday I finished all the cross stitch and started beading, which obviously you can see there. Just got to, oh yeah, I'm using the invisible thread, which you can sort of see. Ooh. I wonder if putting the light on will make it sparkly. Ooh. Cha-ching ching, bling bling bling. Yeah, you've seen enough of that. The only thing, it's charted for green. Oh god, it's got some green beads. Can you see these green ones? I'm not sure about that. So I've left those holes. So I'm going to do all the red and the pink and the purple beads first, and then I'm going to see whether I want to put gold beads where the green ones go, because they're not even like shiny green beads, they're satin. I'm going to try and show you a bead now. Ridiculous. They're like cloudy green. So yeah, 4 colours of floss and 4 colours of beads. Love this. So that's my first Mill Hill kit, first time on perforated paper. What is next? That's all my cross stitch that I've actually done. So the next thing I'm going to show you are other acquisitions. Okay, I've just like put everything on top of my acquisitions. That's clever. Went to a charity shop, different charity shop in a different place, and I got this scroll frame. It was £1.99. It has a bolt missing, but a bolt's just a bolt in it. Get a bolt. Now it's got this stuff. I don't like basting, so I need to think of what to do for that. I don't know. Itchy nose. Got loads of holes in it. Hope it's not got woodworm. Maybe somebody just pinned their project to it. But I might actually be able to get my sister's husband to like cut a slit down it and use the easy clip things from the easy clip frames. Oh, smashing the place up. The next thing, I got these frames. I got 2 of them, 99p each, and because they were more of a square shape than the usual rectangle shape. So I thought I could use those for some sort of finishing thing. I can probably paint them as well if I wanted to. From eBay, because someone comment actually, is selling charts from magazines allowed? Because obviously they're all over eBay, so I think like it must be allowed, otherwise how do so many people get away with it? But I got the duck, the darling duck from Rendale Designs. It's from the World of Cross Stitching magazine. The one, I think, was it October, something like that. Because Marika has finished this duck and it looks amazing, so I had to get it. So cute. So I had to get that. Had to get it. And when she sent me that, she also sent me a freebie berry thing, like a jam thing. No, I don't like this. If anybody wants this, let me know. Well, I'm going to be dead harsh and say you have to pay for the postage. Soz. I meant to give it away at the retreat, and then stupidly I put like 10p on it, and obviously so I brought it home with me. But it's from Cross Stitcher June 2016. I don't want it. The other things I got whilst I was in Chichester, there was a shop, like pretty much. So the hotel was in like a leisure park, so it had like a cinema and restaurants, but right at the entrance, just like to the side, was this shop, craft shop. I can't remember what it's called. Eternal Crafts? No, I can't remember. But anyway, they had a bunch of cross stitch magazines. They were like, these are free, take them if you want. They didn't actually have any cross stitch stuff in the shop, but they had quite a lot of hand embroidery and loads of quilting patterns and tons and tons and tons of fabrics, so that was quite fun. They even had like a nice little cafe and everything in it, and baby changing facilities. So anyway, I picked up some free magazines. Pardon me. So the first one is the World of Cross Stitching, January 2003. Da, 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 da. Issue 67. And I got it because this is amazing. It is Crystal Enchantress by Sue Page. Look at that! Look at all the beads! Oh, it's so pretty. Got all like metallic. I'm not quite sure about her fingers here, but I like the little ombre dress. And it's got her face, her skin is charted 1/1. So as you can see here, like her face is missing. And that's because it is on the next page, charted 1/1, and it's also charted 2/2. So that was my favourite thing in there. Oh, my list. The next one was the World of Cross Stitching Christmas Special, issue 14, Christmas 1998. and in it I like, hello, this, look, beads, and look, it's even got tassels. She is called Star Enchantress by Sue Page, and she's also got these, yeah, these dangly charms as well. I think her skin's one over, yeah, her skin is charted one over one as well. And then I got Needlecraft's Cross Stitch Collection, number 5. I don't know when this is from. A long time ago, 1993 I think. And the thing I liked in here was, well, I'm not bowled over, but I like this lady. It reminds me of the one people are doing. Is it by Jardin Privé? The Mademoiselle? Maybe. I also had a Joan Elliott one, but I'm trying to sell that. Is that all my acquisitions? Yes. So, in other things, I've been watching Flosstube, obviously. First of all, well, as I said last time, let's turn the light on. I need a drink. I've been watching Flosstube in alphabetical order, so I can actually get to see some recent videos at some point. And most of the people on there were just, I'd been watching them anyway, so I was only sort of 3 videos behind. But I got down to Stitcherista, and I hadn't watched any of her videos, so I had to watch 38 videos, is it? And I had such a good time. She's so funny and lively, and I'm pleased that she can find some moments of positivity in what she's going through, because that's just an awful thing to happen. Yeah. So I've really enjoyed watching Danielle. So I'm aware it's going to take me a very, very, very long time, because when I got to S, it was like on page 3 or 4 of my subscription subscribed to list, whatever it's called. So I was like, oh, I'm going to get to the end of this and then I can start again. It's actually quite quick, but obviously now I've got to S, I've got the going on from there is quite a lot, like the Stash Queen, Queen of Starts, well, yeah, just those 2. I'm sure they make about 3 videos a day. So I'm just on Stitching May at the moment. I think I've got 3 videos of hers left. Then I'll be on to the next person. If you specifically want me to watch one of your videos, and you fall in the alphabet in a funny place, you have to let me know. Alert me to it, because I ain't going to get there for some time. Oh, another thing, I've discovered, well, I found 2 local cross stitchers. I can't believe it. One of them was introduced to me by Tina from Simply in Stitches. So one of them lives near where I work, and the other one The other one is like active on Stitch Mania. I'm like, yeah, we're like maniacs together, which is quite cool because that means she's into like the social media stuff, and so she'll know about everything going on. And she only lives a mile down the road. Well, she says she lives near the hospital. And I'm like, I live near the hospital. So, and I don't work on Wednesdays, and she's available on weekdays. And she's like, yeah, let's arrange to meet up in Stitch. So I might have like Stitchy Birdie for real. So that's gonna be so cool. Yeah, I live near this. I don't know whether it's the biggest trauma centre in the country or just in the Midlands. Yeah. So I must arrange that. And in January, I read. I didn't go to book club in January because the book was rubbish. But I can't remember what the book was. What was it? The Outsider or The Stranger, depending on your translation from French to English. I just didn't get it. No. For this month, I've read The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman, and comment below on what you thought about it, but I thought it was a bit weird. It gave me nightmares, right? And I was telling Richard it gave me nightmares, and he started reading it yesterday, fell asleep on the sofa, came running in to me because he'd had a nightmare. So if you're prone to nightmares, don't read that book. It's got like people shouting at you from the sky and all sorts. It's scary. And like evil ladies. And it's only like these little kids. I'm like, gosh, that's way scary. So I didn't like the fact that it was, because normally I like sci-fi fantasy, but this one was actually like magical stuff happening, but in the real world. So I couldn't, that jarred too much for me. If a fantasy thing's going to happen, it's got to be in a fantasy world. I like dystopian the best, like the Hunger Games, where it's kind of like a fantasy world, and fantasy things happen because it's not, well, not fantasy as such, but it's like what could happen. The same with Handmaid's Tale. I like that as well. Like obviously I didn't like the subject of it, of like these like women being abused or whatever, but it was like something that happened, and because it's based in a time that's not now, it's more like conceivable. Whereas this Ocean at the End of the Lane just was inconceivable, really. And I know that Harry Potter is like magic set in a real world, but when the magic stuff happens, it's mostly at Hogwarts, which is like a magic fantasy place. So yeah, book club is next Wednesday, the day after Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, love you all. I don't think we're doing anything. We don't really do Valentine's Day. We normally get a card for each other, but that's it. Which is actually doing Valentine's Day, isn't it? God, I can't stop talking. I'm just like, oh, look around, what else can I think of? And I'm clicking this pen from the Nottingham City Clinical Commissioning Group. So anyway, I've been filming this for about 10 years. So I'm going to stop it and edit it. So that I can chill before Richard gets home from work and starts asking for his dinner. Thanks for watching my longest ever video. I'm sure YouTube stats will show me that average watch time was about 3 minutes. But if you made it this long, well done. I appreciate you deeply. And if you want to see me at the retreat, watch Kerry's videos, EDS Warrior, because she did some great filming there. But I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even take any pictures because my phone is broken. Yes, apparently Google is messing with Android in some big way. If you're getting system UI errors, uninstall the updates for the Google app. Right, bye bye then. Bye.